We good. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
Welcome to the Bayou Ballers podcast. We are back after 2 weeks removed from vacation. I am your host, Tay Visuals. I got my guy over there, Trey, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Had a great time off with the family, feeling relaxed, rejuvenated. I know you was doing your thing with your boys, having fun
Boys
in the
trip. I
international
posted a
space.
couple
So,
shorts. Posted a couple shorts to the YouTube. Y'all go check it out. My boys' birthdays, man. But bro, we in the dog days of the NBA, and we in the prime days. We had some NFL football over these past couple weeks. We was gone. Had the Hall of Fame game, and we just had another past game. I forgot who played. I think it was the Giants and somebody else. Giants and
the Giants and Lions, I think. But
Giants
it
and
was,
Giants and Lions, y'all. But Saints football coming up this week. US
sir.
basketball is Lord. That was a scary game against Serbia. We were supposed to go live yesterday, y'all. We didn't, but we back here to talk about that. And we also have some Saints training camp news. You know, Pete Warner got his deal done. Justice Simmons visits. Tyron at the dinner with him. So we're gonna hop into that. But before we get into that, bro, I gotta tell you, this New Orleans Heat. It's prime time too. Just with USA basketball, it's
Oh,
prime time New Orleans Heat right now.
trust me, bro. I know. I was home the
Uh-huh.
last week, so bro, it met me.
It's
It met me
crazy,
at the
bro.
state border, son.
Bruh. I wanted to stay on vacation. I thought vacation heat was different, but boy, come back to New Orleans, that humidity is crazy. But let's hop into the news, bro. We're gonna hop into the last USA versus Serbia and Jokic trying to ruin the old heads probably last gold medal, last
Yeah.
Olympics, which is the big three of LeBron, Curry, Durant, Jokic, and Bogdan did all they could to take it
Mhm.
home, but the USA prevailed and they put on a hell of a fourth quarter. I think they outscored Serbia 32-15, something like that,
Something like
and
that, yeah.
everybody contributed. I mean, Embiid had his 7 in a row. KD clutch jumper, LeBron clutch
Mhm.
layups, Curry big three, D Booker big three. Everybody showed out. What was your takeaway on this game? And they will be facing your guy. We'll get into that later,
Yeah.
Wimby.
My biggest takeaway is that sometimes the stars just have to take over,
Mm-hmm.
especially amidst bad coaching. I want to first and foremost apologize to the Golden State Warriors fan base. Y'all been trying to tell us for the past few years what
Steve
Steve
Kerr.
Kerr is and what he is not, and we didn't believe y'all. We were just making fun of y'all. I apologize from the bottom of my heart because he almost embarrassed us on the national stage.
Lord
And
Jesus.
it's not just him. Yeah, Grant Hill is a part to do with this. I ain't gonna say the company that started with it in because I ain't trying to get our podcast canceled before it
Kurt.
just gets started. But
Now we need them to sponsor us, man.
right, but we got to get the politics. I think the big thing we got to get the politics out of Team USA
Mm-hmm.
because one of the reasons why we were down so big is because you still playing role players in big moments. And this isn't the NBA. This is the international stage. This is the Olympics. We want to see our stars.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think fans like myself and like you and me, we were saying, look, man, we want to see stars. Like, why is it Jaylen Brown not there? Why is it Kyrie? Why is it not a Trey
Yep.
Young? And I think yesterday was kind of vindicating of you were down big, you put all your stars in the game, your three
Yep.
best players being LeBron, Steph, and KD, and it brought you home
Mm-hmm.
on both ends. And everybody was saying, well, you need a Derrick White because of defense and a Drew Holiday because of defense. Well, guess
Because
what?
of fit.
Steph
When
Curry,
does fit
hey,
ever matter?
hey, Steph Curry and Devin Booker locked up. And I'm not
They're
talking
fine.
about, we getting in passing lanes like, nah, you just can't get past me. And
Yes,
what
Bob.
we've always said, right, is stars know how to play with other stars.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need role players. The best players in the world know how to get a role and fill a role when it's
Yeah,
needed.
they're gonna adapt.
Right. And we saw that. We saw them adapt. We saw LeBron take on Jokic and say, you know what? I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna stop him from just backing us down. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, y'all motherfuckers better come and double on the help. And I'm quick enough
Yeah, and get the
still to
rebound. Yeah.
where I can get the rebound or I can contest the layup, make it difficult. And we just saw them going to tear in that full quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say they wasn't even running sets. That was really interesting. That's how you knew the coaches had nothing to do with it.
lot of pick and rolls, a lot of switch hunting. That's basically what they
Right.
did to KD his jumper. They got a lot of deflections when it was
Hmm.
doing a comeback. It was basically their defense winning the game. Once
I
they
agree.
like you said, Curry and Booker was getting after it with the ball pressure. They was having Serbia get into their sets real late. So when
Hmm.
Jokic got that ball at the free throw line corner, either one, he got the ball with like 8 or 7 seconds left on the
Yep.
shot clock. So he can't take a lot of dribbles back you down. He got to make his
Yep.
decision quick. So that was a big point of it. And I like since it's a bunch of stars and everybody can score who was in the lineup.
Yeah.
Um, certain guys can pick their role, like LeBron, like you said, getting on Jokic. He's the second biggest out of MB. When he get that switch, LeBron can take a few back downs, take that body because he's a big guy, and he
Yep.
doesn't have like for the Lakers, he don't have to do that and come and score. He can do
Right.
that and come down the court, give it to KD, you get the bucket.
Right.
I exerted enough on defense. I don't got enough to take this shot and make it. One of y'all make a bucket, and that's how it happened. Everybody
Yeah.
got paid, and that was a beautiful game to see, man. It was a close one, but I turned it on in a third because I
Same.
saw. I was like, I'm looking on Twitter. I'm like, what is you doing, Steve Kerr? I'm looking at everybody tweeting at it. Everybody like, what is going on? Get it together,
Yeah.
y'all. All the meme pages like USA, y'all gonna break my heart. And I'm like, what's going on? I turned it on, and it's like soon as I turned the game on, they was down by 9. That's when the comeback started. I'm like,
Yeah.
everything from now, that's when the comeback started, except
Hey,
for the little bit of offensive rebounds they got when Embiid didn't damn block out. But
yeah,
other than that, it was fine.
we still gotta give old Big and B his props too. My boy earned
Yeah,
his
yeah, he took the
citizenship.
challenge.
My boy earned his citizenship, because everybody was saying, man, he's scared of Jokic. He be ducking Jokic. Hey, he looked him in his eyes and said, "You can't stop me, bro."
Two
And
things can be true. He could duck Jokic in the regular season, and he
hey,
could give him buckets like he did.
but shit, that whole situation, that whole game, man. Like I said, I was so emotional. I was like, dog, I'm feeling patriotic. I'm in my office watching that.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, go get him, get back at him. But
It
it was
it
just
was
good. It was
facts.
good
It
to
was
watch,
good to
bro.
see the energy. It was good to see
Yeah,
all their energy, like all stars engaged. It's
yeah,
like that's basically like an all-star game how it's supposed to be. Like when it get close, everybody you see who the stars is when stuff get close. You see who
I
got the
agree.
ball in their hands, and like I tweeted, I was like, I'm gonna see who be passing up shots when they down because it's easy to take shots when you up, but when you down and everybody looking at every shot, and
Yep,
it was down I think 7, and LeBron passed it to I think Curry and then Booker, and they didn't shoot it, and I was looking, I was like, shoot that, don't get scared, don't get
yeah,
tight now. Like then they get back to LeBron. LeBron missed the 3-pointer. I'm like, come on now, y'all. Even if you're gonna miss, you gotta take them
you gotta
shots.
take him, dog.
Yeah. But what's your takeaway on this next game with France? Just realize France and USA is both sides, women and men.
Yep, the
So
French women just won their match, so yeah, it's both
yep,
sides.
the goal can go to I think it's gonna go to one country.
Yeah,
Both teams gonna win. If USA win on one side, I think the women's gonna win. If France win on
yeah,
one, I think the France women team gonna win. Who
yeah,
you got
yeah.
winning this game?
Yeah,
The
I'm
women's
with you
stat
on both
line was
sides.
crazy.
I got Team USA winning on both sides.
Okay.
And on the men's side, man, like, look, first of all, I'm proud of Wemby at 20 years old being the best player on his national team and getting them there. I think it's the first time they said since the American team in '96 that the host team will medal. So that's really cool for him, and
Mhm.
just his resume that's continuing to build. But at the end of the day, man, like people like Spurs Twitter was asking like who we cheer for. I was like, who you mean? Who you cheer for? USA, baby. Like there's no like I love Wimby, but hey, I need you to win in black, in silver and black. I don't care
They
what you
cheering
do.
for Wimby,
You know,
man.
in them
Spurs
French.
fans cheering for Wimby.
No, we not, man. Not the real ones. Now
He
all the
said not
people
the real ones.
that's anti-American, look, they might want to cheer for Wimby and all that, but look, I want Wimby damn near to have his worst game of his career because I want America to win. I want to blow him out. I don't want to be close because I
Mhm.
can't sit through what I sat through yesterday. I can tell you that much right now.
I don't
My,
want no blowout. I want a close game,
my
and I
pressure
want
won't
our
handle it.
stars to make big shots. That's what I want.
My
I,
pressure won't take it. But
that's what I
you
want.
know what? I just think we have. I think we have too much. I think we have too much on a perimeter. I don't think France has enough defenders to defend our perimeter guys. their bigs could give us some trouble, obviously, with Wemby and his ability to block shots, Rudy Gobert, his ability to block shots and protect the rim. But I just think Team USA has too much. And France hasn't really, even though they made it to the gold medal game,
Yeah,
they've
man.
been
Spin
kind of
out.
iffy the whole run. I mean, they
Yeah.
went to 4 overtimes with Japan. And I think Rui
Rui.
Hachimura missed
They got
like
it. He got
short again.
ejected.
He got ejected.
Yeah, they
So they
lucky because Rui was on a
yeah,
heater.
they went to so it's like that. I think they was down double digits to one team at one point. They were even struggling in their last match against Germany because Germany was taking it to them. And I thought it was going to be Germany and the USA
Yeah,
going
Germany is a
forward,
good team.
but you know, they was able
Who
to kind of come back and win that game. But I just think USA just has too much. The only one that can beat us, let's just be honest, is Steve Kerr. It depends on how he's feeling that day. And I'm praying to
um
God that Eric Spoelstra and Ty Lue and Coach
take
Few and
over,
all of
huh?
them, they lock him in this hotel room and, and we
But
just figure
one thing
something
I
out.
think with this matchup coming up, I think we probably gonna see him be best game
Oh
because
yeah.
I think he see Wimby because I remember him playing Wimby the first time, and I think he gave Wimby. Was that him who gave Wimby 60 points?
He scored 70, first of all.
He scored
And
70.
and Wimby was in foul trouble. He wasn't
Hold
giving
on, he
Wimby a
scored
chance
70
to win.
points.
Yeah, he scored 70. And
I've been
majority of those
saying
was
60,
on
but
Zach
his first
Collins.
game against Wimby, he
Yeah.
put 70 points, and I think he did that purposely.
Yeah.
So when he sees him again and Gobert, which is not going to make it even no
Mhm.
better, I think it's going to be as for the bigs for Embiid. He woke up a little bit last game. You saw the emotion at the end of the
Yeah.
game playing Jokic. I think he's going to keep that same emotion because he knows Wimby is one of those
Yeah.
guys who everybody looks at as the next big thing because Wimby's
Yeah.
not just a big. So, and I think it's going to be a good matchup. And I don't know. One more little wrinkle that we haven't talked about was, do you think Tatum plays this game?
I
It's been a
think you
big
gotta
thing.
play him. I
He
think you
got to
gotta
play.
play him. I think you
Why
gotta
so?
play him
Over who?
because
Matter of fact, let's go over who. Because that's the thing. People say let's play him. Who we
Derek
gonna
White
play him with?
shouldn't be. If anything showed you last game, Derek
Derek White
White
had a
and Drew
bad
don't have
game.
to get big minutes. Drew's probably still going to start,
Yeah,
but
Derek only had 6 minutes last game.
yeah,
So,
because it was bad. It was a bad
and I
six
don't
minutes.
think
They
they
couldn't
need the
play him
replica
anymore.
of Drew Derek. Play
Yeah,
Drew. They the same. They play the
yeah.
same role.
They kind of the same. They sound the same player.
Yeah, it's just Drew is a little better.
But I think you're going to need somebody from the perimeter standpoint that can get buckets. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you got KD that can do that for you. Steph can do that for you. Obviously, LeBron can
Booker,
facilitate from the perimeter. But
Anthony Edwards,
France is
Booker.
going to make a concerted effort to keep USA one out of the paint and also out of transition. And so you got
Mm-hmm.
to kind of understand that that's what the opponent is going to try to take away from you. Doesn't mean you shy away from that. You got to force them to try to take that away from you. But also, I think you got to try to put some players in the game that can kind of help dictate some things too. And look, it's a perfect time for Jason Tatum to step up. I mean, everybody's been talking about, man, this guy should be playing. He's a NBA champion.
It's set up
Steve
perfect
Kerr
for
talking
him,
about his math and all that type of stuff. It doesn't make sense. But anyways,
man.
if there's any time to step up, it's now. And I think you're going to lean on him a little bit. I'm not saying he about to, come in, drop 30 or something like that, but I
Mhm.
just think they're going to find themselves leaning on them because the advantage we have over France is our firepower, I believe. And he's part of that arsenal. So
That it'll be kind of it'll be real wild if he come in and go like 0 for 9, huh?
yeah,
And
yeah,
everybody was asking him to get in here and come and drop 0 for 9. But I think this Tatum train is really crazy that's going on. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but the only problem I have, of course, which same problem you have, Derek White shouldn't be playing over him. Derek White got the last spot on USA, and he's been getting minutes over Tatum. Now we all understand nobody has a problem with Tyrese sitting. Tyrese just there for the fun and collect his gold medal. Uh,
yeah.
we
And
all know that. But
right.
Tatum, I'm not on the same spectrum that everybody. He just won a championship. He deserves to play. He's better than most of these guys. He should play over Derek White rather than 6 minutes or 12 minutes. That's up to Steve Kerr. But I'm not one of those guys just like, oh, he not playing him. Y'all
Yeah,
embarrassing the guy. That's all about ego. I'm not worrying
yeah,
about no ego on the team like that. The guys who need to be playing are playing when it matters.
Mhm.
Now, Steve Kerr, he has a problem. We all know he has a problem. We
Yeah.
see it. I saw the problem when he played when he was in the playoffs last time against the Lakers, and he refused to put another big on the floor. When AD was just killing them in the paint. I'm like, please, I'm not even rooting for the Warriors. I'm
Yeah.
like, get Looney out there with Draymond. Help Draymond put somebody out there with him.
And the
But
thing
that's
is,
just how he
man,
played, man. That's how he won his championships.
yeah. And like you mentioned with Hallie, like nobody really wanted. My thing is with Halliburton. I
I
mean,
felt that was Kyrie's spot right there.
But you got LeBron James. So when you talk about somebody that's a pure passer, I got the
He
best
not
passer
needed.
of our generation. I don't need you. And
Yeah.
then from the bench unit, I got a KD that can play the guard. I got Anthony Edwards that can run offense. I got Bam that
Mhm.
essentially runs the offense. So the need for Halliburton, unless he's going to be take the shooter's role, which isn't his thing, there's really no.
Yeah, he's not a
no
spot up shoot. He's not a spot up
no,
shooter either
he's
as
not.
well. So even though he does have a set shot, he's not a spot up shooter. So
Yeah.
it's kind of funky. I get a shot off, but we're gonna move up from the USA talks and we're gonna get to some Saints talk. We're gonna have to get through these a little quickly because I have to get baby from daycare. But
Yeah, you that
we
baby.
we have your guy Justin Simmons, who you excited to see. We
Mhm.
definitely need another safety in the safety room. I
Yeah.
love Jordan Howden. Not that super high on Tyrann Matthews, but the whole Saints organization and fan base is because of the leadership. Get it? But
Mm.
I like production.
Yeah.
So we do need a safety. Our backup safety is Jonathan Abram, and I don't know who else is after that. I
Yeah.
never seen nobody
No idea.
play, but
I think great JT Gray is technically the backup
yeah,
safety.
he's a special teamer.
Right.
He's a long lifer, but he's a special teamer. But what do you think about this visit? They say a deal is ironed out. They're waiting on it to get done, but he did
Mhm.
leave the city without a deal. So,
Yeah.
do you like the fit? You've been asking for him though a
Yeah.
long time, though. So,
Yeah, I love the fit. Like for me, like every time I think of players that can join a team, I think about what it can do for the players that we have on the roster.
mhm,
And so adding Justin Simmons, you then take a guy like Tyrann Matthew, and now you can move him all over the field.
mhm,
And he's better when he's around the line of scrimmage. He can be disruptive. Like he was tied with a Debo for the our team interception lead. So
mhm.
like he still knows how to get the ball, even at 32. And I keep forgetting that he only 32. Like it feels like you've known him
Mhm. Right.
forever. It feels like he's much older than he is, but he's only 32. And so I
Especially
think
for New Orleans people.
right,
Watched them in New Orleans, watched them at LSU. Now you watch, it's like
yeah.
we see him since a baby.
But like, when you have a guy like Justin Simmons that comes in, that's a former All Pro, had a little bit of a down year last year with the Denver Broncos, but one thing that he brings to the table is he's somebody that can play that deep safety role.
Mhm.
He
Yes.
knows how to cover ground, which we haven't really had since Marcus Williams departed
Yep.
in free agency. So now you're adding a guy that can do that. That typically stays relatively healthy, so we don't have to keep shuffling with the lineup.
Mhm.
You can bring Tyrann Matthew closer to the line of scrimmage. And it's funny when I was talking about Justin Simmons, people was like, well, I believe in Jordan Howden. I'm like, well, we run a three safety set. My
I
issue
love
isn't
Jordan
Jordan
Howard too.
Howden. I
I'm
love him
ready to
too,
see
but
Jordan Howard.
my issue isn't us Jordan Howden. I really don't want Jonathan Abram touching the field. Like, unless like it's third
Jonathan
and
Abram
inches and we just want him to
hit
just
somebody.
like a heat
Go.
seek and miss and go hit somebody. Then you can see the field. But like Jordan Howden one, I think you can still do some neat things with him. He's a guy that can play deep safety, intermediate. He can get in the box. He can be in the
Good
nickel.
tackler.
So there's things you can still do with him, but it also alleviates some of the pressure for him to be great right away,
Mhm.
especially when you're playing against somebody or playing with someone like Tyrann Matthew. So it takes away a little bit of that pressure. And then, like, bro, the way injuries been hitting our team, like you gotta
That
have some type of
matters.
depth somewhere too.
You
So
got to. You got to.
so I love the Justin Simmons potential signing for all of those reasons. But number one, I just think he's a really good player. Like I don't think he's as great as he once was, but I think he can still add a component for us and then allow
Mhm.
some of our guys in that secondary to maybe go to some of their natural positions.
Mhm.
Because Tyrann Matthew had to play a lot of deep safety, which he wasn't brought here to do. But
Mhm.
with May being in and out of the lineup, Jordan Howden was kind of a little bit in and out of the lineup, and he's more comfortable to the line of scrimmage. So now you get a guy that you pay money to, right? And I think we extended him again to now be more in his natural position. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
that
hoping to come out of it.
yeah, that's basically what he played in college. He played a lot
Mm-hmm.
of that at Arizona, and he thrived at that in Kansas City, roaming around the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
Famously, Chris Sorensen played deep safety, and we had him. When did we sign him? I think last year, training camp, or two
It was
years
the
ago,
year
because I remember his
before.
name
It was the
flying.
year before,
Yeah,
but
it
he
was when
was
Tyron
actually
came
good.
because we was like
It was with
Sorensen
Tyron.
following him.
Yeah,
So, and it's kind of crazy with this Justice Simmons thing because it's full circle. Because I remember the first time I saw Justice Simmons, he blocked
really.
our kick and they won the game on
That's
a
good.
field goal attempt. The
That's
against
good.
the Broncos. What was it? A field goal, a PAT block, and they ran it all the way back for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I heard his name, and that was the emergence of Justice Simmons. Now it's coming back full circle. So that's a traumatic experience he gave me because when he blocked it, I'm like, who the hell is Justice Simmons? and now he coming to a team. But I love it. I love the depth for our team.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I know he's a great player. I haven't watched too much of him, I say the
Yeah,
last year though, so I can't really give an in-depth analysis. I will have to look more into him of how he looked last season. I know the Broncos defense wasn't that great, but it wasn't that bad after that Miami game. So
mm-hmm.
they shored up a little bit after that. But he's a great player. Rangy, like you said, kind of that Marcus Williams type player, and we need that back there for Tyron Matthews to get around the line. But if he does come, this DB room is getting packed because when we run the three
It
safety
is.
look, it's going to be hard to get Kool-Aid because I think Alante is going to take that slot corner
Yeah,
position.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think he's going to lock that up. But with Tyron playing around the line of scrimmage, he's going to pick up some of that slot thing as slot position slot role as well sometimes when we have Pete Warner and Demario Davidson at the same time. So
Mm.
that DB room is getting packed. So hopefully we be able to get our talent on the field because I would like to see Kool-Aid as well on the field making some plays. But
Mhm.
speaking of our linebackers, Pete Warner with an extension, and they say this correlates with the Justice Simmons sign, and we signed him to free up a little cap space to get Justice Simmons. I don't have the numbers with me, but was it a 3-year, 17 million, I believe,
I know
for
he
Pete
got
Warner? A
17
20,
million guaranteed.
25 million.
Um,
It was 25 million,
yeah,
17 guaranteed, I
yeah.
believe. So
Mhm.
you like this deal?
Yeah, I like it. I like it for Pete. I call him Petey Blanco, but I think it's kind of good for the Saints. Just kind of getting ahead of everything. This
Mhm.
is kind of a make or break it year for Pete Warner because even with the contract, it's pretty reasonable. So if we needed to trade it, um, because Willie Gates just
Mhm.
outplaying them, that's possible as well. So I personally like the deal because one, you sure up somebody that you drafted, invested draft capital into. I think we've invested a lot of the scheme into what he can do, playing sideline to sideline, helping out in coverage. So the Mario can be a little bit more of a blitzer at times and helping in the run game. So a lot's banking on this year, and you don't want to put yourself in a position that he outperforms his contract
Mhm.
and even worse, Willie Gay outperforms his contract. And so now you're in a situation where you might be losing
Forgetting
two of
about
your
Willie
starting
Gay.
linebackers, right? Because I think Willie's only on a 1 year deal. So I like assuring him up, one, because he may feel a little bit more fresh and good about where he is with the team. But
Mhm.
also, if he does really, really well, we already locked you up, and we ain't got to worry about having a franchise tag or get outbid by opposing teams that gonna pay an arm and a leg just to take him away from
Yep.
the team he's on. And then if it is, whether everybody's talking about Jonathan Simmons, it might be freeing up space for that, but I'm ready for this Adebo contract extension to come up.
Justin.
Some people are talking about 8K. I'm more of the mindset of I want Adebo to get paid before we pay Alvin Kamara because I just think
Mhm.
Adebo has probably been our best DB the past couple years,
Mhm.
kind of by default because Sean's been hurt, but at the same time, I felt like Adebo stepped up over the past couple of years,
He's
and
been
he
solid.
deserves his payday. So you don't want to get in a situation at the cornerback position, which is even more of a premium, right? Where you about to be bidding some crazy contract prices. But to your point, you had mentioned that DB room is packed, so then there's not
Yes.
as much pressure, right? So it's like, oh, if he does walk in free agency, we
We
got
got
two guys.
Kool-Aid.
We
Yep,
got
Kool-Aid and
Kool-Aid and we got
Alante.
Alante ready. So,
Yep.
so I get it, but I'd like to see a Debo get paid. But the
Me
original,
too. I would love to see a Debo get paid, and we love our guy Lattimore, but one more season of injuries,
oh
and I'm gonna have to
yeah,
let go the rail with Lattimore. I'm
yeah,
gonna have to do it. I love you, Lat. I got your jersey. I paid money for your jersey, but one more injury, them young boys gonna have to take your spot. And a Debo
yeah.
has been a good number one corner while you've been out. I cannot lie. It's been the other
Mhm.
side though. That's why we be needing. Well, it's been a defensive line and
Yeah.
so the defensive line doesn't hold up, not hold up, doesn't bring enough pressure and leave our guys on the island out there. So, one more thing I want to talk about is our wide receiver position. Oh,
Mhm.
one thing I want to touch on. The depth chart came out, official depth chart.
Mhm.
Brian Brzee was not starting on the depth chart. I found that it was Nathan Shepard and Khalil
It's
Saunders
Kalen Saunders or Kalen. I
from the
think it's
Chiefs.
Kalen is how you pronounce it.
Kalen Saunders. Kalen
Yeah.
Saunders. That's it. Sorry about that. What you think about that? Like it's
That
just first
that's
week
not
games.
surprising. I think it's just a
Mhm.
personnel thing. That kind of was like the starting lineup technically last year
It
too.
was.
Z played most of the snaps.
Hmm.
And so I think that's kind of what it's going to be because I feel like our base defense for the most part is to stop the run.
Hmm.
And
Four
Kalen
three.
and Nathan are our two best run defenders interior wise. So I'm not surprised that they may start on the field first,
Hmm.
but Brzez's going to play the bulk of the snaps, and he'll probably alternate with one of those two guys, and then obviously Christian Boyd comes in. So it's not surprising.
Hmm.
The only thing that really surprised me about the depth chart was that Taysom Hill is still listed as a quarterback. I thought we were kind of moving on from that. Thought he was going to be a tight end, but still slash
Which what
positionless.
what string was he? I didn't see that.
He was fourth, so he
Who
was
was the second
behind
string quarterback?
Jake Hayner was second string, Spencer Rattler was third string, and Taysom Hill was fourth string.
Okay.
And according to Nick Underhill, he was kind of saying, a lot of this stuff is gamesmanship because we saw
Yeah.
Michael Jacobson at the tight end position over Dalen Hooker, who's been getting a bunch of first team reps. So it's like
Hmm.
it's probably just gamesmanship because we have the preseason game coming up, and you don't want the Cardinals to kind of know who we rolling out with.
That's it.
Um, but yeah, but that defensive line, like I don't even know if we truly have a pecking order. I think the only certainty we know is that Cam Jordan is going to be starting at the edge. That's pretty
Yes,
much
I
all we
saw
know.
that. I was gonna touch on that. I saw
Yeah.
that, and I saw Chase Young slash Carl Granderson starting,
Mm-hmm.
which is disappointing for me because I know those two young guys need to be starting,
Yeah.
but I know because of Cam tenure and just being an elder statesman of the team, he will
Mm-hmm.
start.
Yeah.
Sadly, and he has this starting games on the line or something. I don't know. I think he lost that, huh? Because he had COVID.
Because he got COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, so he lost that
Mm-hmm.
consecutive game starting, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would want to. It's going to be tough to get all three of those guys. Well, not all three of those
Yeah.
guys because Cam will move inside on some of
Yeah.
those when the Saints have all their D linemen standing up at one. I forgot what they
Yeah.
call, it, but they be having
NASCAR. Yeah.
yeah something like that. They have all them standing up and just they do things
Yeah.
like that. But I wanted to see those two guys starting on the depth chart. We'll see in the
Mhm.
preseason game. I know Chase Young isn't all the way healthy, but
And think about it like this, bro. Think about Michael Strahan during his later years with the New York Giants, where Justin Tuck and O.C. Umenyor were legit the guys, but
mhm,
Michael Strahan was on the field, still making plays. He was
right.
moving inside at times, especially when they had their own respective
Mhm.
NASCAR package. So in the perfect world, that's what Cam's doing. I think they said he's been taking some reps inside too, like going up against the centers and the guards.
Please.
So maybe that's a sign of things to come. Training camp always fool us, so you never know.
Thanks. Anything else? Do we? Oh yeah, we have to touch on our NBA Christmas games, man.
Mm-hmm.
NBA Christmas game. We have first up on the board Spurs and the Knicks. Your guy Wimbledon made it to the Big Apple, and
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see his comments because every time somebody play in New York, I love New York, man. This is my favorite place to play. I want to see what he say about this and see all the ruckus that come about after he played a game. oh, the Knicks gonna have a trade package for him in 3 years, and and all y'all Spurs fans gonna be cut it out.
Yeah.
Just chill out. But what do you think of y'all making it on the Christmas slate this
I
year?
mean, I think it's a sign of things to come.
Mhm.
I think it's in a way showing what the league thinks about what the Spurs can do as a team. I mean, of
Okay.
course, Wemby's probably the next best thing. You want to see him on television, but if there's a feeling that the team won't be good, it's going to be hard to put him on that schedule, right? I feel
Hmm.
like the Christmas games have always been slated for teams that you think will be somewhat in the playoff picture when
Right.
it's all said and done. And so with some of the moves that they made, obviously bringing Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes, had a good draft pick with Stephon Castle.
Hmm.
Um, you like to think Devin Vassell gets better another year. Like to think Keldon Johnson, who didn't get traded, uh, has another improvement, Jeremy Sohan, and so on and so forth. So I think it just kind of shows the investment that the NBA is putting in this second season.
Hmm.
And it is good. I mean, look, this is the first time the Spurs have played on Christmas in 8 years. So it's been a long time for me to not
Okay.
see my favorite team play on one of my favorite holidays. So I'm just
Right.
excited. And that is going to be at the Mecca, New York. I mean, against the Knicks, Madison Square Garden, bro. Like,
I would
it's
say
gonna be
this.
good.
I would say this. No offense to your team, even when they
Mhm,
were fully dispersed, they wasn't
mhm.
Christmas Day type teams. Like
Ah, you
Pop
wrong.
would sit them. Pop would sit him doing big games. He probably sit with me during a Christmas game and get
No.
fired. He'll do something like that. That's just what Pop did, man. He'll play the man 25 minutes and then sit him just to rub it to the NBA face. I don't know the problem he got with the NBA, but Pop started all this load management stuff, bro. And we can't
Well, I mean,
forgive
he
him.
had 30-year-olds on his team with knee injuries. He ain't rest people in their prime.
30-year-olds. He had
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard load managing.
No,
He
he
wasn't
didn't.
30.
Kawhi was
Kawhi Leonard
hurt.
was load managing. The years of Tim Duncan it was 38 and Tony Parker was 34. Manu was around the same age as Tony Parker. Kawhi Leonard was not playing 82 games.
He was hurt. That's why. He always
Man
had
was not
something.
hurt, man.
He always had something. He always had a
He
ankle
had a
or a
hidden
hand
injury.
or a foot or a shoulder.
Yeah,
So,
everybody on the Spurs have a injury. I remember when
uh-huh.
Pop set like had the whole guys stay home.
Yeah, he's told him to stay home. Yeah,
That man here, but he's the greatest coach. Well, top two, him and
he's great.
Phil
He's
Jackson,
great. He
uh,
the greatest.
coming from the
Phil.
homer. But the rest of the slates. Oh Lord, hold up, take it over right now, Trey. I gotta
Yeah, well, the rest of the slate. First, we got the Lakers and the Warriors. So of course, with LeBron and Steph, it's looking like they about to be towards the end of their respective careers, man. Real looking forward to seeing that game. I think again, like I always say, with them putting Wemby on the slate for Christmas. If you putting LeBron and Steph, you try about to market that. That's
mhm.
an opportunity because you don't know. Like I don't think LeBron's going to have a retirement tour as much as people are saying. Of course, LeBron would say when he's retiring, so we could give him his love. I just don't think so. Like I don't
Mhm.
even think we truly knew Kobe. Like we kind of assumed it was going to be Kobe's last year, but so we were trying to treating it like that, and then he just kind of said, you know what, it's my last. Like I'm not coming back.
Mhm.
And then you could really pour in the love. And I think it might be something like, but LeBron is so still good at this age. It's hard
Right.
to just say,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
it's
done
coming
that shit.
soon. Like
Right.
you never know.
Mhm.
And then Steph in Golden State, a lot of people are saying he's monitoring their situation. So this could be the last time we see them playing each other in this way, especially
Right.
Steph in the Golden State jersey. So I'm really looking forward to um, just kind of what that looks like, and then um, you know, but the
Hey.
rest of the games, what you got, T Wolves, Mavs, that's a rematch of the Western Conference Finals.
Yep.
Sixers, Celtics, and you got the Nuggets and the Suns, which that doesn't excite me as much.
I
Like
like
I
the
don't,
Nuggets and the Suns. I like their series. They series be tough. But
yeah,
I
it's
want
like
to ask you this about your team before we moved
yeah.
on. What do you project y'all starting lineup to be the Spurs?
I
Just off your
think
head, quick five.
quick five. I'm gonna
Mhm.
say Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, Harrison Barnes, Wimby.
That's exactly who I have as y'all starting five.
Mhm.
So we on the same page there. But to the other games, of course, LeBron and Curry, they will sell. That might be the highest view game that day.
I think
Depending on
so.
slot of that, I think they might put it in the probably 3:30 or the 6:30 slot, something like that.
Mhm.
The NFL is flirting with Christmas games now ever since last year, so the NBA got to worry about that. But that's probably gonna be the game I'm watching, just to see LeBron and stuff. I don't know how many times we're gonna get that done. And I would like to see PG in that Philly uniform against the Celtics, see how they
Yeah.
match up. Because the Celtics have the Sixers number, mainly in
Mhm.
B. So I would like to see Paul George, see what he can bring to that team, see if he can help him beat and Maxi. So
Mhm.
that's a matchup I'm looking for. I think the Suns gonna. I think the Nuggets gonna take a step back this year, man. They lost
You think?
KCP, lost his shooting. So when Jokic get doubled, Christian Braun, he's not KCP out there. He might be working on that jumper. He has been. He
Mhm.
improved from his rookie year, but he's a way better slasher than shooter.
Sure.
So we'll see how he plays. I think Michael Porter is gonna have to take a bigger step this year,
Mhm.
and Jamal Murray cannot be that inconsistent guy in the regular season
Yeah.
because they're not gonna be the first or second seed with him playing inconsistent like that. So,
Right.
and he had a
And I
bad
think
Olympic.
that's true. But to that point, I think Russell Westbrook being added there will help because I felt
I
like
totally
so
forgot
much.
about Russ.
I feel like so much of the offensive generation is on Jokic
Yep,
because even like Murray, like his main objective is to score. And
yeah,
so it's
it
not
is.
like he's making plays for his other teammates. It's
Yep,
I got the ball, I'm about to score, and then if you
pick
just
and
happen
roll.
to be open, I
Yep.
may pass you the ball. But having another ball handler like Russ is going to be good. Then he's kind of that slasher too, and Jokic, he knows how to reward guys that can slash to the rim. So I'm interested to see that dynamic. I think he should
Mhm.
start for them, just
Who?
because I think Russell Westbrook should start for
Who?
them
Flunky.
because you got to
Him and
give.
Aaron Gordon on
Yeah,
the
because
floor.
Eric Gordon knows how to be in the right spots. And so
He
now you have
does.
two legit passers on the floor, two legit playmakers. It's
Hmm.
kind of like when I mean, it's gonna come off as blasphemous, but like having Rondo and LeBron on the court at the same time. Like in your
Okay.
mind, you like neither of them knock down shooters. Why the hell would they be on the court at the same time? But because they see the game so well, they can the other three guys, you just gotta be in a good spot and now we'll
That's
make
so.
that work.
I would say that's sort of a good. It's okay comparison, but it's not accurate because Aaron
Mhm.
Gordon doesn't handle the ball like LeBron.
Mhm.
LeBron usually have the ball and he
Mhm.
doesn't put that pressure. Um, like when Rondo was on the team when they won the chip in 2020, Rondo can handle the ball and
Mhm.
LeBron can spot up. He can hit some shots. He's not the
Mhm.
greatest shooter, but he's a better shooter than Russell and Aaron Gordon.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and Rondo
And
really improved this shot.
yeah,
Russell's shot has been declining. It's like
right,
different. It's like as you get older, Rondo improved his jumper. His jump was horrible
yeah.
when he came to the league. Russell jumper, his mid range was damn near automatic in OKC.
Mhm.
The pull up mid, and now his free throws and got worse. His 3-point shot is just plummeted.
Yeah,
It's like I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he when he got to Houston, he got bigger. And
yeah.
after he left there, he just lost his jumper. So I don't know what's going on with Russell jump shot. And it spilled over to his free throws because he used to be a
Mhm.
80+% free throw shooter. Now he's 70s in the 70s, 60s. So
Mhm.
I don't like him starting over there because him and Aaron Gordon, I don't like them on the floor together.
Yeah. And I wanted
Christian
to
Morgan.
clarify. I was saying Russ and Jokic passing abilities can
Oh
help
yeah.
this year.
I said, yeah, I
Um,
know what you mean with the
they
playmakers,
they'll
but I
they'll
just
figure they'll figure it out.
yeah, because Aaron Gordon play that dunker
Yeah.
spot when Jokic catch it at that line, he right there. And Aaron
Mhm.
Gordon, he's good for a couple corner threes, but Russell has to knock down some shots, man, some open
I think
shots,
you will.
because he's gonna have them, and I think he got to knock them down. Every team been waiting for him to knock it down.
Mm-hmm.
But any other thing on the Christmas thing that catch your eye, brother?
Uh, Not much on the Christmas, man. Like I will say the NBA at least is starting to put out, I think, some better games. I think with the line, I can't remember the lineup last year, which is why the NFL took advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not giving NBA fans what they want, the NFL is going to give you some really good teams playing that's going to draw it. I mean, hell, the NFL can give you the Bears and
The
I
Packers.
don't know the Jaguars or something,
They
and
still
they'll
gonna
still outperform. But
because
at the
it's one
very least,
game, bro. NFL,
yeah,
they got 1 day. 1 day. And we missed
one
the
day.
meteorites too. We forgot to talk about the meteorites, but we had to touch on that another time. But
Mhm.
you know, every kind of like TNT, everybody has their dedicated day. NBC was gonna have, I think, Tuesdays. Amazon Prime
Mhm.
gonna have is, and I think that's gonna be better for the sport. They're gonna
Yeah,
try to get a big game on every day dedicated to a channel, and I think that's gonna make it because everybody know on Sundays
that's football.
football, Saturdays college football. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you can click the channel, you know what's on. All I see is your guy. What you got? I forgot the guy. Black guy with the bush, man. I always see him on college football
With
with
Desmond
Coach
Howard,
Howard. Yep, I always see him with Coach, all the other guys on there every
yeah,
time. Even though I don't even tune into college football, I wake up, I turn on and still
yeah,
watch it. And they got these little mascot head things on, and it's just a vibe. So the NBA need to get something like that. You know, we was really disappointed with the NBA Finals production, so they
hmm
have to be better.
yeah.
But that's the Bayou Ballers, y'all. We've been back. We've been gone for 2 weeks on vacays. Um, and now we back. School is back for the kids. My dude Trey ain't got no kid yet.
Mhm.
He gonna feel my pain in a few more years, hopefully.
We'll see.
But y'all have a good day, man. Y'all have a good weekend. We'll see y'all back. Saints preseason game. I forgot what time it's for.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. I think it's at 6 or 7, 6. I think tomorrow.
Yeah, six tomorrow. So hopefully we get a win because our preseasons we've been bad in preseasons. We barely get wins. So hopefully we get a win. And I'm looking forward to seeing Spencer Rattler. Who you looking forward to see?
I'm looking forward to seeing this damn offensive line because
Okay.
we not watching, but we don't get to see it. So I'm getting mixed reviews on who looking like what. I
Hmm.
just need to see what the lineups look like, how they playing, how they play with each other, especially in this new system. Because we got to protect our quarterback this year. Like I don't care who
We
the
have
quarterback
to.
is right now, they can't be picking themselves up off the turf or the grass, whatever field we're playing on. So
We got our guy Trevor starting that right tackle, man. You saw that? Right tackle. That ain't called blindside. So he gonna see with somebody. Just move him out the way.
We'll see. Or he's been
Yeah, man.
struggling. So
But Bayou Ballers podcast, y'all. Y'all show us some love, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna get this Twitter, X premium thing situated for next time we on here, so y'all can join us on X, Twitter, and we can have a good time and we can see y'all comments. But that's it, y'all. Hopefully the Saints get a win, and hopefully USA basketball beats France on both sides tomorrow and win
mhm.
gold. That documentary gonna be fire. We
Yes,
are
sir.
out.
So